Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's been a very long time. I thought I'd give you guys a quick update on what this video is about, why I haven't been posting for probably a couple of years now, and what the plan is moving forward. So as you've probably seen from the title, I've sold all my cars, all the cars are gone, and that was the real reason why I didn't make content. I've basically started this and uploaded a couple of videos. As many of you out there know, or have similar interests, it's all about the passion of cars and sort of the automotive industry as a whole. And I just kind of felt, without having a car to make content on or with, kind of pointless, right? Which is why I didn't do it. Same thing with my Type R, right? I ended up building the whole car first. I didn't document any of the process, and only once the car was done and I was basically enjoying it, I decided to share it with everyone, right? So that's basically the long story short. What ended up happening was a couple of years ago, obviously the world went through a bit of a phase with the lockdown and things like that. At the time, I ended up moving, and where I moved to, I didn't have a lot of parking, so I ended up leaving my Type R basically where it was, where I was staying previously, in that parking spot, which was a good 45 minutes, an hour away. And basically, because of the lockdown, I wasn't able to access my car for a prolonged period of time, right? Couple of months, close to a year. And so I kind of grew a bit further apart from the car, let's put it that way. And then in the meantime, I was obviously using a different car to get back to work and that sort of thing. Also had sort of bigger changes in life, and I wasn't really using the car as much. The plan at the time wasn't actually to sell the car. I spent a lot of money after that to get the car to where I wanted it to be. So I did, full coilovers, new Michelin sport tires, new clutch, basically went through the whole car again. And one of the big reasons or decisions for me selling is that you guys won't know, but hopefully as the videos start coming through now on a weekly basis, you'll start to see that I actually moved country. So I left South Africa behind, and I'm currently in Australia. And that was one of the reasons for me selling all my cars, right? I wasn't going to bring the cars across, didn't want to leave them there for years and years and not use them. Want to start the journey on the side as well. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to sell it as well. And I think it was helped by the fact that the car was sitting in storage for such a long time. It made it easier to let go, right? Also, just from a journey perspective, I feel like I've pretty much done everything that I want to do with the car, in terms of mods, in terms of the build, in terms of the events that I wanted to do. I've done everything from track days to dynos to drags to just meet and greets and cars and coffee type of thing. So I really had fun with the car, and I also wanted experiencing something different, right? I've had that's been my big project that I've done in my life in terms of building. I want to go experience new brands and different cars, and I think that having that one car, which took up most of my time and focus, maybe wouldn't have allowed me to do that. So that's basically why the Type R ended up going. When I sold the Type R, it was also high mileage, right? So it was almost close to 200,000 kilometers on the clock, which I know for a lot of people are going to say is not high mileage for FN2. Bear in mind, I've done over 100,000 kilometers just on the turbo conversion side alone. So I did get really good wear and use out of the car, and I spent a lot on it to keep it, and just before I ended up selling it basically. So that was the one thing. And then because of that reasoning and me leaving, the Merc went as well. I ended up selling the Merc. Really didn't have any issues with the Merc. Couple updates I wanted to share. I basically again spent a lot of money on that. Wasn't the plan to sell it as well. I basically redid the whole interior on the Merc, redid a whole lot of things on the Merc in terms of body work and paint work, and like I mentioned, I redid the interior, I redid the carpet. So again, I spent a lot on that to get it where I wanted it to be. Unfortunately, circumstances had to let it go, right? I think one of the last videos you may have also seen was the Beetle. The Beetle for me wasn't really that emotionally attached as I was to the Type R or to the Mercedes. I basically still want a Beetle. I always wanted a 60s Beetle. I ended up getting a 70s just because it was super cheap, really good deal for me. when I looked at the work that needed to be done for the Beetle in terms of the rust repair, respraying it, redoing the interior, besides all the mods that I wanted to do, I realized, it's not going to be worth it. I'd rather just spend the money, get a 60s Beetle as the base that I want, and work off from there, get the car that I want. And so that was actually the first car to go. That wasn't even related to the move or anything like that. That was kind of much earlier on. I just basically got rid of that for that reason, made a profit on the car, so I was happy with that. The Merc and the Type R and my daily at the time, sold that because of change in circumstance, and I ended up moving, right? The only car that I left behind, which some of you may have seen, I think I've shared probably an Instagram or two on it, is the Type R FN2. I've got a stock one, Championship Edition, white. That's basically the only one that I've kept behind in South Africa, and I probably haven't made content on it because it's stock. I've never done anything to the car, don't plan to, that's just there type of thing. So that's the only one that's left behind. But yeah, based in Australia now, so I'm hopefully going to be starting the car journey again here. A lot of differences in terms of car culture and what's available, so I really want to expand and try some of those different things, right? If I go back a step and just look at Honda or JDM per se, from a South African perspective, the FN2 or the Type R that I had was the first Type R that was actually sold and brought into South Africa, right? We didn't get any Integras, that was the first one, so we didn't get EP3s, we didn't get the EKs, we did get the S2000. So coming here with a very big Japanese culture and JDM culture, and with it being so close to Japan, there's Integras, which I guess most parts of the world, if you have the FN2, you probably got as well. Some of the older Civics, a lot more imports around the JDM side, on the Mitsubishi and things like that. So I really want to go and explore different brands, and also the Euro side of it, right, which I haven't previously been exposed to. So hopefully going to be making a lot more videos as time comes and I get some cars in, which I don't have at the moment. However, what I still wanted to do is make these videos, because from the last time I've kind of uploaded to now, the automotive world has changed completely, right? There's a huge push in terms of electric cars and EVs and hybrids and where the future is going to be, and I just find it's really interesting, right? I know a lot of people don't like EVs, not a big fan of it, especially for enthusiasts. I think that it's good in the sense that it's forced the manufacturers that make the cars that we enjoy to step up their game, either in terms of making them more performance orientated because of the fast nature of the EV instant torque thing that the Teslas and all these cars are having, and if not that, it's made them focus more on what they want a driver's car to be, so have a lot more emotion, which the electric cars can't, right? So if you think of, for example, the Porsche GT3, manual Porsche GT3, naturally aspirated, even the Revuelto, right? I know it's hybrid, but V12 in this day and age, it's really kind of pushed manufacturers to bring emotion into their cars. And if not, how do you use the hybrid or this EV, sort of environment to make your car faster, whatever it may be. So if you look at, for example, there's rumors of the 992 that's being built for electrification in the future, what that's going to look like. I'm excited for the new Nissan GTR, right? Nissan have been milking, like Lambo did with the Aventador, that platform for over a decade. With all the cars being so powerful and being hybridized now, what is that going to look like? So I think it's given us an opportunity to get really exciting new cars, which I'm really looking forward to. I think also the last couple of months have been, and a year pretty much, a lot of controversial cars, right? So when the G80, G82, M3 and M4 came out, everybody hated the way it looked. Some people still do, and it landed up being a fantastic car in terms of performance, right? Those motors are really, really good. You've now got Lotus, which have come out with some interesting cars. They've got the SUV coming as well. So I think there's been a lot of development in the space, whether you like it or not, in terms of EVs, and that's coming into the forefront or not. That's pretty much the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. It's kind of how the manufacturers navigate that space, right, in terms of sort of the mass market EV, and then for the enthusiasts, and what cars are going to be left for enthusiasts, and whether everything will migrate that way. and what pure-blooded sports cars, in terms of the combustion engine and manual, will be left. So I think it's a really interesting time for vehicles, and that's why basically I've thought, now that I'm this side, and hopefully I will get a car and start making those videos and journey again. I still want to make the weekly videos just chatting about new car launches that are coming up, or something that's exciting, because I've missed the community in terms of bouncing ideas off and getting feedback and what people think of different cars, especially now in a new culture, right? So want to experience that and reach out to you guys, and also catch up and get back into the car scene and car culture of what's going on in the world. I've seen things here and there. Apparently Mazda's bringing a new Rotary out, which is going to be really, really exciting. Like I mentioned, we've got the new Aventador replacement, the Revuelto, which is really exciting. Haven't seen one in person as yet. You've got possibly a GTR. Don't know when that's going to come, but hopefully that's coming. That's going to be really exciting. New M2, new M3, new M4, new M5 that's coming out as well. That's going to be a monster. Disappointment with the C63 being a 4-pot, so all these sort of things that have changed substantially, I think, from the last time I made videos, where your big standardized, I would say, sports cars like the M3 and the C63 and the Audi have they themselves become such a topic for contention, because on one hand you've got the M's that are still like the true sort of driver's cars, but have pushed away so many people because of the design, right? And they've become bigger and heavier, but also more powerful, all-wheel drive, really quick cars. And then the Merc, which was their true-blooded rear-wheel drive, big V8, all about the sound, has become the 4-pot, and people are saying, well, why would you buy a C63 for that? I'll go buy a 45S as an example, right? So even that sort of bread and butter sports car has become a point of contention. And then you've got things like the F-Type, right? Jag being discontinued. So it's very interesting. A lot has happened in the time, and I think a lot more is still going to happen. And yeah, that's basically why I wanted to make this video, just give you guys an update to say why I wasn't posting. Like I said, it's a passion project, right? If I don't have anything to post, I'm not going to post it. Also, a lot happened, but having said that, because I'm in a new place now and I want to get things going again and get some new project cars in, I want to get back and connect with the car community and the car culture, and kind of get some people's feelings around all these new cars that are coming out and what we think about them, given that there's been a lot of polarizing cars and polarizing launches, and I think there will still be a lot more to come. So for me, it's just an exciting opportunity, exciting time for cars. I know a lot of people don't see it that way, but I really think it's going to push the needle and force manufacturers to pick a side almost. And I think it's going to bring the best out of the cars that we have moving forward. So that's pretty much it. If I've missed anything, any questions, please let me know. Hopefully I'll make this a more regular topic, and we can have some great discussions. Cheers.